how people can find they're different?
Yeah, so we look our go-to strategy, the strategy that you guys are familiar with, that we teach our students, is what we call the unique mechanism. And let me take a step back. Every product and service has what's called a mechanism. The mechanism is how the product or service works to deliver the result, right? The only products that I guess you could say don't have a mechanism are ones that don't produce a result, that are just crap, really. But every other product or service that delivers a result has some sort of mechanism, whether it's a piece of software and what produces the result of that software is an algorithm, a formula, whether it's a vitamin supplement and the combination of nutrients are the mechanism, that's what lowers the cholesterol, whatever. There's a mechanism behind every product, right? That mechanism is how does that product or service work to deliver the result, to deliver the benefit. So what we look for is what's called a unique mechanism, right? How does your product or service uniquely work to deliver the result? And there are 3 different types of unique mechanisms that any product or service can have. Number 1 is if your product or service is truly built on a foundational unique mechanism, meaning there is a unique algorithm behind your software. There is a unique recipe behind your pasta sauce. There is a unique bodywork method behind your massage therapy. There is a unique formulation behind your supplement, etc. Right? That's what we call a real mechanism. Then we've got what's called an unspoken mechanism. And an unspoken mechanism is when there is a part or aspect of your product or service that is responsible for why it works, and your competitors, one or more competitors, also have that same aspect or part in their product or service, but they're not talking about it. They never talk about it to the public. And so that can become what we call an unspoken mechanism. It only has to be unique to the market, to the audience. It doesn't necessarily have to be unique amongst competitors. It just has to be unique in the eyes of the market. And so if you're the only one that's talking about it, and your competitors also have it in their product or service, but they're not talking about it, that's what we call an unspoken mechanism. And then we've got the third type, which is really it is a transubstantiated mechanism. That's a term taken from Roman Catholicism, and it's this idea of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. So it's taking the process that you teach people, let's say, for example, for turning their content into profit, and it's looking at that system, that process, those series of steps, and it's looking at it and it's naming it, and it's giving your process, your system, your framework a name, and then that name, that process, that system, that framework becomes your unique mechanism. It becomes the reason why your methodology produces the result that it does. Yeah. And so it's simply a matter of taking the time to look at your product or service and to ask yourself questions about how does it work? Why does it work? If you're in the coaching, consulting, expert business, why do we teach this first, this second, this third? Why do we have our people do this, then this, and not in a different order? Yeah. And then it's taking that and it's giving it a unique name.